Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Raha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who have taught us this truth and rule well. Peace and salutations to the chosen and the elect. I'm Ariel Zabak out of the GMS Dallas camp. I'm going to entitle this lesson here, Peace in Your Circumstance. All right. Each one of us, you sincere brothers and sisters, that's in this truth. Keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, although we know that the laws won't save you. That's why you, need to have faith in Yahweh Shai through his death, burial, and resurrection. All right. In spite of, enduring to the end, we all have different circumstances. And the reason why is because, we walk in the straight gate. All right. But we have different circumstances. Okay. Where we deal with certain things, in this truth. But there's peace in it, okay? And that's what this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding brings. And Paul also talked about that in Philippians, all right? And, you're not always going to be, in the best situation all the time, just like. And that's the balance of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, that you read about in Ecclesiastes, Salakia. Okay. I believe it's the 3rd chapter. All right. Yeah. Pretty much a time for everything, you see. So let's get what I want to start out with. And let's go ahead and grab. Let's get Philippians real quick. Better yet, let's grab Proverbs. Let's get Proverbs 11 and verse 12. Yeah, let's grab that real quick. This is Proverbs 11 and 12, and it reads, "He that is void of wisdom despises his neighbor," okay? And that's pretty much disrespecting, all right? When you see that word despise, And it reads, "But a man of understanding holdeth his peace," all right? And that's one thing that in this walk, in this truth, because we have to walk and go through the fire as well, okay? Also be baptized with fire, going, through all of this hell. Well, those are our circumstances, and afflictions that we carry. Although we're in those afflictions, all right, there's peace in Yahweh Shai, okay? Because he done it and it was worse. He showed us the way, okay? And we understanding that, this is nothing but for a short time, okay? All right? And this hope that we have, as it reads in Hebrews, I think it's the 11th chapter, now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen, roughly paraphrasing, all right? And that's what we have. We have hope. With these prophecies, coming to pass. All right. We seeing these things in the front of our eyes, although we still living, regular lives like every other person. But we have that power. We have strength. Okay. We understand that, these bodies we're in, it's only temporary. All right. And we know how to, get through this, and that's through Yahweh Shai. All right, we have that mediator. All right, so let's go ahead and get Philippians again. Let's get that. Philippians, the 4th chapter, and we'll start from verse. We start from verse 10. All right, and it reads, "But I rejoiced in the Lord Yahweh Shai. But I rejoiced in the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai greatly, that now at the last your care of me hath flourished again." Okay, wherein ye were also careful, but ye lacked opportunity. All right, and sometimes we just not in the in the position we want to be in. Okay, in our life, and that's the circumstances that we have before us. All right, where brothers might be, dealing with different things, and sisters in different areas. Okay, and that's where we know we can, lean on Yahweh Shai. Okay, through this grace time. All right, you fall, you offend less. Okay. Although we sin, okay, we still get back up, and we don't quit. You don't give up. You continue in this truth. All right. People have demons. Well, we have demons that attack us, and we have to fight those demons through prayer. All right, through fasting. All right. So we have to do a lot of denying sometimes, in the flesh. That way, the spirit, can have his way, with our mind. And that's through this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right. And it reads, verse 11, "Now that I speak in respect of want, for I have learned in whatsoever state I am, there will be therewith to be content." Read that again. Now that I speak in respect of want, for I have learned in whatsoever state I am, therewith to be content. Okay, so whatever your situation is, whatever your circumstance is, that contentment, that's that peace. Okay. Because you have that understanding of that's wisdom. Okay, the scripture says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. Okay, so with this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, is very valuable. Okay, and that's why it's good to be content, because we again we don't get to eat steak every day. Live, a wealthy life, whatever that may be. Jake, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, we don't know what wealth is. Okay, so that's something in the kingdom. Yeah, we're gonna get a chance to experience, but Paul is just letting us know, hey, be content. Have peace in your circumstances. All right. And they read in verse 12. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and go back to Proverbs 11, because there's something I want to get out of there about being content. And that's the balance. All right. All right. We go ahead and get verse 12. Verse 12 reads in Philippians 4 and 12. "I know both how to be abased," you see, "and I know how to abound." All right. "Everywhere in all things I am instructed both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need." All right. So there are going to be times in your situation where, you feel like you having good days, you eating good. And then there are going to be days where it seems like, all hell breaking loose, as far as things that are happening in your life that, you have no control of, okay? That suffering. And that's where you feel empty and with little and feel like you in need, okay? And that's where we're very discomfort in those situations. But that's why, again, when you're in that circumstance, okay, you have to be content, and that peace comes through Yahweh Shai. All right, we can always look back and reflect on what He did for us, and that gives us the hope to continue to move on. You see? All right, and let's get Proverbs now, and it reads, Proverbs 11:1. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord Yahweh, but a just weight is His delight. Okay, and likewise with His His personality, His character. Okay, He's not all good. He's mighty and terrible. Okay, we have a power that love His people. We also have a power that'll put you to death as well too. Okay, who will discipline His kid. All right. You're gonna always have that balance. You have good and evil. You have light and darkness. Okay, you have up, down, hot, cold, male, female. There's balance. With Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And it reads in verse 2: when pride cometh, then cometh shame. All right, but with the lowly is wisdom. And that's when you fear the Lord, man, because we giving up these things of the world to follow Yahweh Shai, understanding that there's more to come. All right. And, that's why the prophets, that we read about our forefathers, and even today, we come in the spirit humble. All right. Not all puffed up like we have it. Okay. Because, truly, if we deserve what's really given to us, is for us to be put to death. All right. So it reads again: when pride cometh, then cometh shame, but with the lowly is wisdom. And then I want to get verse 4. Okay, riches profit not in the day of wrath, but the righteous deliver it from death. But the righteousness deliver it from death. Okay, so that's a similitude, a metaphor. All right. So your money, your gold, on the day of the Lord when He returned, if you're not an Israelite and you're not the elect, okay, the chosen and the elect, all right, you're gonna get that judgment and the wrath of that the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai have for these heathen nations. Okay, you're gonna partake in that. All right, and it reads, "But righteousness deliver it from death," and that's taking heed to the prophets. This wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is truth. Okay, enduring to the end. Having faith in Yahweh Shai. Okay, that's what's gonna deliver you. From that second death. All right. Let's grab Matthew. Let's get Matthew, the 6th chapter, verse 21, and it reads, "For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also." Okay, which is your mind. All right. So, in whatever circumstance we in, we have to have that mindset of putting our mind and our heart and our treasure. Well, our mind and as our treasure are these scriptures. All right. And because that's where our treasure is. It's in the kingdom. Okay. So, whatever circumstance we in now, all right, it's for a reason. It can have a lot to do with your youth. It can have a lot. Pretty much the way Yahweh, we're in our lot. We're predestined. To be in these circumstances. He understands, uh, just as it reads in Romans the 9th chapter. Okay, by Jacob and Esau, neither one of them had done good or bad, but Jacob have I loved and Esau have I hated. Okay, so that was predestined. Although we have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right, our mind should be on these scriptures. Prophesying the downfall of this kingdom until Yahweh shall return. All right, or until we're led, by the leaders that's been set up over us. Okay, let's grab Sirach. Let's get the last one. This last precept. This is Sirach, chapter 40, and verse 19, and it reads: "Children in the building of the city continue a man's name, but a blameless wife is counted above them both." All right. You see? And, when you come into this truth, when Yahweh Shai died, when you look at this, precept right here, children in the building of a city continue a man's name, that's going into Yahweh Shai, all right? But a blameless wife is counted above them both, all right? And we don't, that's, us, the Israelites, okay? And that's what, that's the situation we want to be in, all right? We want to be in a situation where we are blameless, when it comes to these scriptures. You see? Verse 18, Salakia, although verse 19 was read, but verse 18, Ecclesiasticus chapter 40, verse 18, it reads, "To labor and to be content with that a man hath is a sweet life, but he that findeth a treasure is above them both." Okay? So, when you labor in this truth, be content with what's given unto you, all right? And I believe that precept I wanted to get was Luke 12 and 48, all right? As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and grab that and end it with that. Luke 12 and 48. All right. This is Luke 12, verse 48, and it reads, "But he that knew not and did commit..." I know that's not right. Oh, yes, it is. This is Salaki. This is right. This is Luke 12, chapter 12, verse 48, and it reads, "But he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes shall be beaten with few stripes. For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required. And to whom men have committed much, of him they will ask them more." Okay? So, to whom much is given, given of him, shall much be required of him. All right? So that's why you should be content in your circumstance. All right? Sometimes we'll want something, and when you get it, you upset because you didn't know what came with it. It was more responsibility. All right? So, likewise in this truth, okay? When you see the apostles and elders, the apostles, bishops, and elders in the leadership that Yahweh Shai set up over us, all right? Much is required of those men, all right? So, that's why we should be taking heed, all right? Being obedient, all right? So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. And with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Raha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who have taught us this truth and rule well. Peace and salutation to the chosen and the elect. Shalom.